Hey YouTube. So I'm just going to do a little midweek update here. Wednesday afternoon, 6 o'clock, 6:05, just on my way home. First day I finished before 6:30 this week, and I didn't actually finish. I skipped the last two jobs, and I'm going to do them Friday. So yeah, what have I done this week? 10, 14, 24, 12. So I'm up to 36 hours in 3 days. So I'm busting it out, but phone's been ringing off the hook. I think I've got 6 definite new customers this week alone, and another few phone calls that are potentials. And yeah, so it's, you know, could be a 10 customer week this week. So busted through that 200 barrier. But what I wanted to mention was that I invested in a new set of headphones. What I've been doing of late is just I've been using my iPhone headphones and then putting my earmuffs over the top. So I listen to podcasts and audiobooks at the moment through my iPhone. And these headphones connect wirelessly via Bluetooth from my phone to the headphones. And then they also can take calls. So today I've been taking calls and talking straight into these headphones, like I'm just leaving them on their head and talking into them, and it's been working great. So no cables, no nothing. They're nice and comfy, nice padding. I think they cost me about 120 Australian. They're about 70 US, I think, roughly, and then after shipping and exchange rate and whatever, I think they cost me about 120. So interesting to see how they last. Like the charger cable the charger port hasn't got a cover, and it's being hot and dusty and crap will get in that, I reckon. So I think that's a bit of a flaw. So we'll see how long they last, and I hope they last well, because they're a good product. But that should be capped. When it's not being used, it should have a little cap over it. We got a bit of rain last week, and everything's just growing off its head. So hence my phone's ringing off the hook. I'm getting quite a lot of good feedback, actually. Most of my calls and inquiries are coming via my website, which is great. I've been spending a bit of money on Google AdWords. Roughly, I think it's between about 100 and 150 a month on Google AdWords. It's costing me, but that's pay per click, right? So you only pay when people click on your ad. And I was just Googling something unrelated the other day about it had the word lawn in my Google search, and I actually come up top of the list because of the AdWords. So that AdWords connects directly to my website. So I'm assuming that's what's happening, is people are just Googling lawn mowing, whatever, where I am, and my ad's coming up, and then they're going clicking on that, which is taking them to my website. So far, I even had an old lady today, a new one that I always ask now, to say, how did you get my number? And they have all said so far, either they know someone or Google. So that's great feedback. Or know someone that I work for already, or word of mouth type advertising. So I was a bit skeptical on the Google AdWords, but if I'm coming up there top of the list, it's just a numbers game. I think I virtually stopped doing flyers and that sort of stuff. I haven't done them for over 12 months now. I think people are just going all online. I think if you listen to any people who are into marketing and marketing small business and stuff like that, it's all online. They say start with a website and build from there. So for all the up and comers out there, I think that's the place to start. Get yourself a half decent website, then pump up with Google AdWords and and like I said, you pay per click, so it's not, you can put the maximum spend, so you put a maximum spend of whatever, and then you know how much you want to spend per day, I think it is, and then it caps it at that. So I don't know exactly how it works, but yeah, it seems to be working at the moment anyway. I think last week I picked up about 4 new properties, and it's up to about 6 this week, so pretty crazy. And I'm going out to meet a couple of new clients, or potential new clients tomorrow with a couple of properties, so things are going well. One thing I wanted to ask, just a question, I don't know how many people do it, but I want to know if anyone out there has integrated credit cards into their system, in their invoicing system, and if so, how they've done it and what platform they've used. I think I don't really have any bad payers as such. I have slow payers, which is probably more what I'm trying to target those slow payers, and get the service paid for the day that I do it, as opposed to just billing once a month, which I currently do. So yeah, just any feedback on that, guys, would be fantastic. If you can drop a comment in the bio or send me a personal message or whatever. Had a really cool thing on the weekend. I actually had a phone call from Martin from Mowing and Growing. It was awesome to chat with him and bounce things off him, and I felt like we had a lot in common, and I feel like we're doing a lot of things similar, which makes me feel good, because I think that he's doing a really good job. Well, he's portraying that he's doing a really good job anyway, and in the way he goes about things. Yeah, we spoke for about 2 hours on the phone on Sunday afternoon, and yeah, I got a lot. So yeah, just had another phone call then just come through. That was actually an old client that they'd moved houses, and they're ready for me to start coming back again, so that's always good. Had a funny thing happen this afternoon, and it's something that I don't like doing actually. I mow a property, and I know the next door neighbours get their property mown as well, and I was there and mowing and whatever, and he's an old fella, and he come out the front, and he was sort of wandering past, and he's like, he just sort of started a conversation, and I could tell that he wanted to talk to me, but he was sort of hesitant about it, and I found out why. When he stopped, he's like, oh, I would get you to do my lawns, but I do have a guy that comes and does it, but I called him 2 weeks ago on the weekend, and I said, my lawn needs cutting, can you come and do it? And he said, yep, no worries, Monday I'll be there, rain, hail or shine. And the bloke never turned up. That was 2 weeks ago. So obviously his lawn was pretty long and stuff, and I said, look, I don't want to tread on anyone's toes, I'm not into that at all. I actually know the guy that does that lawn, but if he said he's going to be there 2 weeks ago and he hasn't been there, I think that's poor form. It only takes a phone call to say, I can't do it, or I'm too busy, or you better find someone else, or whatever it might be, and I think that's pretty poor form on communication levels, for the from the contractor to the customer. So I went ahead and gave him a price on the lawn. He said, yeah, that's fine, go for it. And the other thing too that's funny about that is I never know whether to ask about the price. I never know whether to ask what he's doing it for. But I've stopped doing that. I just sort of give my price on what I think, and I would roughly say that I'm never far away from the mark. It might be $5 here, $5 there. So anyway, we'll see what happens there. I cut his grass and made it look nice, so he was happy. first thing happened today actually, that I'm sort of with the business expanding and growing all the time. I got my wife Hannah, who usually works with me on a Wednesday and a Thursday. She actually went and did some landscaping jobs on her own. So she actually put in some garden edging and trimmed up a whole garden. So that was cool. And she did a couple of other jobs on her own as well, just small gardening jobs. Then she met me sort of after the guy that works with me finished. So the guy that works with me finished, he worked from 8 till 4, and then Hannah and I hooked up and we did another 3 or 4 lawns together, and till we finished. So anyway, home now, guys. Bit of family time. I feel like I've got an early mark, only been home at 6:15. Alrighty guys, peace.